talking about like a ska band by how many people I mentioned, but I am just talking about Mr. Mike Naran.
Pleasure to be here, man. What an intro. Wow.
Could you tell I just ripped two coffees right before we did this?
Oh, 100%. Same. Let's
Ah,
go, baby.
dude, it's gonna be the quickest interview ever. In post, I'm gonna have to slow this down.
Yeah.
Amazing. How are you? So much has changed since the last time you co-hosted my show, or even was on my show.
I know, man. Dude, I'm great. I just, staying inside like the rest of the world and just been doing the whole quarantine life.
Exactly.
Been good.
Has it gotten to you yet when people are like, how's your quarantine? It's like, yeah, because I really planned this. It's like my sabbatical. I'm just like chilling. I planned this economic shutdown, crash, whatever.
Yeah. It's getting to the point where it's just so normal now. Like I've been trying to plan my days like really kind of like work days where I'll wake up kind of early and I'll work out and I'll start working on stuff and just kind of take my mind off of it. But yeah, it's weird that this is just kind of how we're all adapting. And we're all in it together, which makes it, better. It's not just happening to you, it's happening to everybody.
Exactly. And you have Simon, so that's pretty dope.
Oh, yeah, he's the best. He's the best to quarantine with.
Yeah, and I can imagine you have a different guitar for every day of quarantine so far that you're ripping.
Yeah, yeah, I've been practicing a lot, really. I mean, what else is there to do than try to get better at your craft and learn some new stuff?
Exactly. I'm so bummed because we kind of made a agreement right before this quarantine started that I could come over and just play Damon on all your nice guitars.
Yeah, that holds up, dude. As soon as this ends, come on over.
Oh, dude, I'm on my way. Don't worry about it. But,
Yeah.
dude, congratulations on everything in the last like year and a half, 2 years, however long it's been. Like, everything's changed. It's like not even a subtle change. It's like, yeah, no, everything.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I'm so lucky and just so fortunate, and yeah, I'm just so thankful to be here. Really,
Yeah, if anyone deserves it, it's you. And man,
appreciate it.
I'm just gonna say I've never really drooled over a band before, but man, when I see Panic's live shots now and I see you stage right, I'm just like, ooh, baby.
Thanks, man.
No problem.
Awesome.
So talk about it. Like, dude, you're the touring guitarist for Panic at the Disco now. You've grinded for 10 plus years. You've been in bands that have been on labels. You've been a touring guitarist, a touring drummer, a touring bassist. You've done literally everything. Van tours, sprinter tours, bus tours, and now you're finally on an arena tour doing the damn thing.
It's a trip, man. I mean, it's just mind blowing. It's still hard for me to wrap my head around it sometimes. It's crazy the career that I've had leading up to this point and how it all kind of changed overnight. And it's just been a blast. I'm enjoying every second of it with some of the best people in the world, to tour with. It's just been amazing through and through. I really can't say enough good things about it.
Yeah, dude, and like the live videos are incredible, and just one thing that just stands out, I just bring it up to you every time. Like, I'm like 1 2 deep when I start talking about this. I'm like, dude, your first show with Paddock, you ripped the Bohemian Rhapsody solo on international TV in fucking Australia.
Yeah, no pressure.
No pressure.
It was,
Dude,
yeah.
just straight up, just talk about that going into it. You have like 16 hours on a flight to think about, oh my God, millions of people are watching my first time playing with one of the biggest bands in the world. And I'm not even playing their song. I'm playing a Queen song.
I did really my best to kind of not think about it like that. I tried to like narrow it down and think about it more as just trying to do the best job I possibly could. And I didn't really allow myself to think about how big it was, because once you start doing that, it kind of can flood you with all sorts of anxiety and overthinking, especially, on stage, just trying to do that solo and just performing in general. So I really just kind of narrowed it down, and I was like, all right, I'm going to approach it the way I have all these years and just try to do what I do best and give it my all. And yeah, here we are like almost 2 years later now, and it's a trip, man.
Dude, it's wild. Like some of the I haven't gotten to see you play live with Panic yet, but I've seen you in like probably 12 other bands over the last few years.
Yeah.
Whether it's
Yeah.
just like filling for fun, Mike Naran project, or like Cry Baby Cry. Oh, you never did a Cry Baby Cry show except for at Adobe, but
Oh yeah, the one and only.
the one and only. And then I got to see you play a nice little solo show that one time with Mike Schiavo at some place. Still can't figure it out. We'll never figure it out. But yeah, just kind of talk about like this little aspect because you're an East Coast boy just like me, and it was always a dream. It's like, okay, cool. You get to play in like the biggest bands, you get to play arenas and all that stuff. Life must be so easy. No, not at
Yeah.
all. Now,
No.
now you don't have to worry about just hitting the right notes and playing the right parts. You have to worry about production and everything too.
Yeah, I just don't. I mean, a lot of it really. I mean, especially just leading up to it, from touring in bands and the Warped Tours and doing all that stuff up into this point. It's all been such a really cool learning curve, and has really helped me in my playing a lot and learning how to play certain types of songs that you would really never even attempt to play. Like, it's just been so cool, really. It's like the worst response, but you get what I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, I 100% get what you're saying. And now it's the dream at this point. Like this is everything anyone would ever want. And one would think, okay, cool, I got it. I'm just gonna be like cruising on by, whatever. But just knowing you on a very personal level and literally talking to you probably 3 to 4 times a day, every day, dude, you're ripping more guitar than you ever have. And I've never seen you practice this hard before. And you're constantly playing. And it's so cool to see and hear, and inspiring too.
Yeah, thanks, man. I just love to play, man. I really do. I love learning different genres of music. I love like putting on an album and just playing along to it, even if I've only heard it once, whether it's like a Charlie Puth album or like a Megadeth album from the 80s. And I'll just kind of do that. And that's actually what I've always done since I was a kid, since I was like, 12 or whatever. I would just get an album and I would be obsessed with it, and I would learn how to play it front to back. And then the band I was in high school, we would all do the same thing with the same album. And then when it came to band practice time, we would all play that album together. And it was always really cool. And I guess it really, back then, I didn't really realize it trained me to get, like, prepare for what I do now for a living, which is crazy.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And now with this, like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, you were touring with all sorts of bands, playing with all sorts of bands. I'll shout them out because I've seen you play with them, and I love all these bands, and I bet you do too, because they're fucking awesome. Like I've seen you play with Jake Miller, Andy Black, Juliet Sims, The Ready Set, Spill Canvas.
All the friends,
the list goes on and on.
Yeah, man, I've been so lucky. I've been lucky to, like, make the friends I have and meet the musicians I have, and I circulated around, like, such a cool group of bands and people, and one thing always stems into another group of people, or, like, so-and-so knows this person, and I've just been so fortunate to be able to kind of float around and, like, kind of make a career for myself as a player and musician. It's been really cool to watch and look back on now and to see it all, because there are times when you're like, man, is this working for me? Like, I don't even know. And then you look back and you're just like, wow, like everything had its purpose and meaning, and everything happened for a reason.
Exactly. And something I've always admired about you has been, like, even before we were close, like, just a little backstory. I met Mike for the first time outside of the studio at Webster Hall in December of 2014. So it's been a while now.
Yeah. Yeah, see you like 3 times a week before quarantine.
Yeah, it was great. And now I FaceTime you 6 times a day.
All the time.
Love it. So just seeing you throughout the years, something you've always been so good at is posting like little cover videos or little originals, just you jamming, just kind of like a singer-songwriter session, even if it's not your song. But like you posted a Smashing Pumpkins video, and dude, it was just so good.
Yeah, thanks, man. Aside from playing electric guitar and stuff, I love singer-songwriter stuff, and there was like one particular tour I went on where I was playing drums and I never really got to play guitar outside of showtime. So I bought an acoustic and just on the bus every day I would just constantly play, and little things like that where I didn't really realize how much I was really into like City and Color at the time and a lot of singer-songwriter stuff, and kind of picked that up and dove into that whole world. And yeah, I just love that stuff.
Amazing. I was going to be like, okay, Dave Grohl, chill out, but I didn't want to be mean, you know?
Not even close, dude. Dave Grohl, legend.
Dude, so are you, because I've seen you play like every style of music, and no one plays it as flawlessly and just looking so effortlessly on stage. It's like, no matter if you heard a song for the first time or the 100th time, I can't tell with you when it comes to playing it back, because you're just jamming all the time. And also, you've always been writing music throughout, like, forever at this point. So kind of talk about what's been going on in the world of Mike Naran behind the scenes a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I've been writing a lot while off tour, as much as I can. And over the past couple of years, I've got this like little chunk of songs that I've been debating putting out, and that's such a crazy journey on itself, just kind of exploring what works for you and your voice and like vocal cadences and just all that type of work that goes into songwriting has been a really long journey for me, but it's been a fun one as well. Just kind of like putting a song together and not really realizing that all of your influences and certain influences help make that song happen. And looking back, it's been really cool.
Yeah, no, it's always been awesome. Not only watching you play, but watching you write music too, and you sending me demos and showing me stuff whenever we hang out. And I'm just like, damn, I'm such a fan of Mike, just in general. Like, I fan out on my own friend.
Yeah.
So
sorry, there's like this weird clicking going on. I could barely hear you.
Oh, weird. What about now?
Let's still kind of there.
There. Let's
wait, it's better now.
Tight. Awesome. We're keeping this in the interview just so people know I don't have a big setup. I am literally going back to my roots, like the first time I interviewed Mike in my bedroom on Long Island on a shitty mixer.
Love that.
So throughout the years, you've played basically all over the world now. Have you hit every country, you think, or every like major market?
I think so. If not, I've come close. There's still like a bunch of festivals I haven't done that I'd love to do, and you know, I'm sure I hope will happen, like Download and a few others. But yeah, end of 2018 and a little bit of last year, we were all over. So lucky to just kind of go around and play shows all over the place. It's been a blast.
Definitely. And now with that, I want to ask you, throughout the years, what has been your favorite show you've played? Because you've played every venue at this point.
Yeah. I mean, that first show with Panic has definitely gone down as like the one. Like, I'll never forget that show for as long as I live. It was just so crazy. You know, Sydney, Australia. Wild. Absolutely wild.
That's amazing. That I watch it back every so often, you know?
Yeah.
I'm like, man, that's Mike over there. That's tight. Now, so what else are you planning to do while off tour? Because obviously no one really has touring plans right now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I've been, you know, just living the home life and hanging out with my dog and parent and, you know, just been doing that whole thing and writing and playing, and like not much has changed. I just adapting to being home and, you know, being home all the time now because of quarantine, and just been writing a lot and, you know, trying to stay busy.
Amazing. So we talked about like that solo stuff you've been doing. What are we going to get to hear? What are we going to get a little taste? Are you going to hop on an Instagram Live, play a little, you know, little something?
Yeah, I might put something out in the next few weeks here. We'll see.
Nice. Now, I may or may not have a demo or two in my possession that I might or might not play. I don't know.
Yeah, who knows? I don't even know if you will either. You know, surprise me.
Yeah, I'm not a future teller.
No.
Amazing. Well, Mike, thank you so much for calling in. I really appreciate it. Congratulations on everything. It's been so inspiring to see how incredible the last couple of years have been for you. And just watching your journey just forever, being a fan of you for years now, whether we were friends or not at the time, listening through to your bands throughout the years, seeing you play. And how can everyone keep up with you? What's up? Twitter, the Facebook, the Instagram?
Well, it's just my name across the board. But yeah, man, thanks for having me on. It's always nice to catch up with you and hang out, even if we can't physically hang out. Hopefully we can do that soon.
Exactly, because there's some craft beers that need to be tried.
Oh, there definitely are.
There's one or two. I'll have an IPA day just for you.
Perfect. We'll
Yes.
FaceTime on it.
Amazing. Mike, thank you so much again for calling in. I love you. And I don't care if it's cool with you or not, but I think I should play a demo by you because we talked about it.
Yeah, go for it.
All right, cool.
Scooby ba ba ba. Skibba da dee 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 hush. La ba da dee 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 dee.